recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hello and welcome to Ringside with me, Rob, joined by Luke, Maddie, and Ben. How's everybody doing?
Hey!
Good.
Well, thank you for joining me. Today, for those of you who've never listened to Ringside before, we are going to give you a run-up of everything that's about to happen at this year's Royal Rumble on the 27th of January. 2 Royal Rumbles, 1 men, 1 women, and a number of matches in between. So we're going to go straight up and start with the match for the Universal title between Daniel Bryan and The Fiend, which is going to be a strap match.
Yeah, so...
Not what you think, Ben. Not what you think.
What do you think a strap match might be, Ben? Any ideas?
I'm assuming they have to, like sort of bind them or something? Like,
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Not a bad shout.
like I'm assuming it's like a table or something like that they need to be, like, then... And
We need to bind them to a table.
And then, yes. And then, like, drop...
I would watch
and then, like, drop onto them or something like that.
I would watch
But I can tell you, a strap match is instead when both wrestlers are tied together, usually by something like bungee cord to give them a kind of amount of
Oh,
give,
so like
some
that bit in
elasticity.
Gladiator.
Yes.
It's a pretty dumb idea, and
Yes,
it's going to be
it
a
is.
dumb match.
I mean, that is pretty much everything that you can take away from that. Daniel Bryan and The Fiend, but tied together with rubber.
I mean, it makes sense because the Fiend kept popping out of nowhere, beating people up and then disappearing. So he was like, no, fuck it, I'm going to tie him to my wrist so I can beat him up.
But just to give some background as to why this match is happening, this is going back to TLC pretty much. On the run-up to it, Daniel Bryan had been attacked by The Fiend, who had been doing his magical mystery tour of assaulting people who had wronged him in his past life as Bray Wyatt.
Is that why?
Yes.
He's been wronged in
Yeah.
his past life. Okay.
He's been targeting SmackDown superstars and Raw superstars who had previously caused him trouble.
Okay.
So do you remember he had the
Oh
big
yeah,
wall of people he
Kane
attacked?
screwed him over a few years
He
ago.
also, off-screen, sent Matt Hardy back to the 90s.
Yes,
But
he
we
did.
don't talk about that.
I'd love something dumb like that.
But yeah, so this isn't the first time that The Fiend and Daniel Bryan have been in a ring recently. The last time they shared a ring in an actual proper match together, Daniel Bryan was in fact pulled beneath the stage and nearly shaved completely bald as The Fiend, I say this in air quotes, ripped the hair out of his skull.
He has ripped the hair out in a very just short buzz style.
Yes.
I've had worse haircuts, so put it out there.
Yeah, but after a short absence, Daniel Bryan finally came back to assault The Fiend and reveal his new look with a nicely cut beard and a buzz cut, and also bringing back the Yes movement after coming up to a year now of Daniel Bryan Eco Warrior.
It's been a year.
It has been.
Wow.
It was that was pretty much just after last year's Royal Rumble
So it
when he
was.
low blowed AJ Styles to get the championship.
Oh, that was great.
It was a fun run.
Anyway, moving on. Luke, who do you think is going to win this one? Who's going to come out of this one with the belt?
I'm going to go with The Fiend, mainly because they've booked him so strong lately. They could go with Daniel Bryan where he overcomes all odds again, but it just seems weird to not have a Fiend loss at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's big enough. I've WrestleMania or SummerSlam, I see the Fiend like losing. Other than that, I don't see it.
What about you, Maddie? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with The Fiend as well. I don't think they'd have him lose to someone he's already beaten.
Yeah.
And also, I think they're going to choke him out with the bungee cord.
I mean, that's definitely going to be how it goes. There is no submission in a strap match because you can use the strap as a method of submission. So technically, that wouldn't end the match. But I guess if he's literally murdering Daniel Bryan, they might need to call a stop to the match.
Oh, they'll stop it because he's gonna hurt him too badly.
Yeah. What about you, Van? Do you have a stake in this?
I'm going to say Daniel Bryan, but that's because I have love for Daniel Bryan.
He is a very good egg.
Yes, he is. I think it's going to be The Fiend as well.
I also want to call a shot where the stage is all red, but the Yes movement gets rid of the Fiend's magic.
Oh
Because
my
when
God.
he goes yes, he lifts away the veil.
Oh, I will cry.
No, even better, like, Daniel Bryan's, like, being submissive. They all start chanting yes. Now as they're chanting yes, he's, like, straightening up, and then he fights it up, and then yes, 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 keeps chanting and cheering.
That's much more likely.
He's powered by
that
yes.
will happen.
Yes, absolutely. But I think you're probably right there. I can see that happening. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't, just because of how corny it will be. Moving on, we're going to go into a non-championship match now. We're going to go for Sheamus versus Shorty G.
Oh yeah,
This
much
one,
I do not care about.
Yes, this one is an odd choice to put on pay-per-view, but Sheamus is back now after 7 months away. He'd been airing vignettes for a couple of weeks now about how the SmackDown roster had gotten soft. He showed up when the Revival were beating the shit out of Shorty G, and it looked as though he was going to go and make the save, only to kick Shorty G in the face, because that's what you do.
Yes. But I like the way you said Sheamus was airing vignettes, as in he was editing them together. So he was like recording them and going back and going, nah, fella, I was wrong.
Well, it was pretty much just him starting in a corner saying, the SmackDown roster's gotten soft. It got to the point where pretty much Sheamus has singled out Shorty G as an example of the SmackDown roster getting soft, and how Shorty G shouldn't be proud of the fact that he's short compared to other wrestlers,
God,
because
it's
Shorty
such
G
a
is of average height.
Terrible
The issue is, though,
storyline.
it's his in-ring return after 7 months, and they're choosing the plucky young
Yeah.
Shorty G of, I can do anything if you try. And he's like, no, you're going to get your head kicked off in the first 6 seconds.
Yep.
Yes. So it comes to the point where I think this is actually his first match since he came back that has been put on television or on pay-per-view.
Yeah, so it's obvious he's going to win.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any real doubt in my mind that Sheamus will pick up a win here, but does anybody have any other ideas? on
I'll
how
go
this
with
might
Shorty G because I think he might get a surprise win and piss off Sheamus, and then they have a few months of Sheamus beating the shit out of him.
I mean, if they actually have some matches together now,
Yeah.
rather than just Sheamus
That's what
showing
I'd
up
like.
and kicking him in the face, then absolutely.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on to our next championship bout, and that is Asuka versus Becky Lynch
Oh, this
for
should
the
be good.
Raw Women's Championship.
Asuka 2 belts.
Yeah, Asuka 2 belts. I really think this is going to be Becky's actual loss. Just to give people a background on this one now, Becky has been the Raw Women's Championship since last WrestleMania, when she was able to pin Ronda Rousey in a triple threat with her and Charlotte Flair. Since then, she's held on to the Raw belt very solidly all the way through, with a couple of major feuds which she's managed to quite handily win. It comes to the point now, though, that she's been having a couple of matches versus the current women's tag team champions of Asuka and Kairi Sane, usually teaming up with Charlotte Flair and picking up wins and losses here and there, following a rather dangerous-looking match at TLC. After the match, Becky pulled a promo saying that she was effectively wanting to beat the one woman who she had never beaten, Asuka, who actually did beat both Charlotte and Becky last year at Royal Rumble in a ladders match. No, I think Asuka is going to come out the win with this one. I think, like, Becky has done it all at this stage, and there's only one other thing I think could happen afterwards, and we'll come to that in the Women's Royal Rumble.
Whoever wins, I don't want the loser to go into the Rumble.
I agree
Win
with you.
again.
I agree with you.
No, I want them to go into the Rumble and lose.
We've already done that spot, so I'm just like,
But yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. I think just redoing that would be, I think, a bit lazy. But then again, this is WWE, so we'll see. What do you think, Ben?
So actually, I think I was there, wasn't I, for last WrestleMania?
Yeah, you
whenever
were.
I saw this. I'm gonna say Asuka, mostly because I like Asuka. Like,
Also, she spits poison now.
she what?
Yeah,
got a
she.
green mist.
Then of course she's gonna win. Someone's gonna die.
Poison damage. Yeah, she'll win.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And because we're talking about women's title matches, we'll roll straight into the second one of Bayley versus Lacey Evans. This has been an unusual feud, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, it's really been Lacey feuding with Sasha Banks.
featuring Bayley.
And Bayley has been there for the most part.
It's been really weird.
But yes, in an impromptu match, Lacey was able to get the pin on Bayley, and so it was announced that at Royal Rumble there will be a match for the women's title. Genuinely, I think Bayley will win it, but there's a small part of me that reckons that maybe Lacey will come away with a win here. I don't know with certainty. I think it comes with the fact that I've not been massively interested in the feud as so far. It's been, I would say, very poorly built up.
I've been enjoying Lacey Evans as playing Liberty Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Once again, I'm gonna go with the one I've heard of, Bayley.
that's fair. That's
Nice.
the smart option.
Is it?
But yes, we've got another non-title match coming up for our next one, and this is going to be a fun one because both wrestlers will now be pulling double duty. It's Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin.
Yay!
Oh,
This
we
feud
were
has
watching a
been-
SmackDown main event?
Yeah, we are. This feud's been going on for a long while now. This one's going to be a bit different in that it's Falls Count Anywhere. But we've had a very, very strange rivalry between the two where pretty much Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have been trying to force feed Roman Reigns dog food.
It's really weird.
We did the spot once, and it was like, okay, that was funny. Maybe it's going to be a big fight at the end. They had the fight cool. And then they just kept fucking doing it and started doing it to other people where it didn't make any fucking sense.
I think it's because no matter how you spin it, having dog food put on you is pretty fucking
But why
grim.
did we start doing it to other people who they'd beaten up? Who aren't the big dog?
Yeah, I know.
Big stakes for the big dog.
No, you
Oh,
have
I
dog
hate
food.
this.
No, you have dog food.
But yes,
Fucking hell.
it had been pretty much a 3-on-1 scenario up until very recently when the Usos made their return to help their cousin, the big dog Roman Reigns, giving him the save and also evening things out a little bit. But it means that we're going to have, while they both also are going to be in the Men's Royal Rumble, the two of them having what I'm presuming is going to be one of the first matches on the card, because they're going to be pulling double duty, and that's going to be pretty tiring on both of them. I think that King Corbin is going to come out on top of this one because he is then going to have his point in the Rumble spoiled by Roman in revenge.
So does the winner of this feed the other one dog food?
I mean, no, they don't. That is not a thing that's
Okay,
happening.
good.
However, eagle-eyed viewers may well spot dog food in this upcoming match.
I'll go with Roman Reigns.
I mean, usually a safe bet, but bearing in mind, TLC, King Corbin did win quite handily.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't think King Corbin has the same ring as Baron Corbin. I don't know why.
Oh, you think he's powered down? Ooh.
I mean, in terms of like who's going to win this match, I'm just going to go Roman Reigns, because if you bet against Roman Reigns, you're going to have a bad time.
Shit.
Look what you did, Rob.
Just dropped my phone. Anyway, it's fine, because I remember the next match we were going to talk about, and it's another championship match, and this time it's Andrade versus Humberto
I'm
Carrillo
so hyped for this
the
match.
US title. You may not have heard this match was happening, and there's good reason for that. It's because it was only announced on Twitter after the Go Home Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you save Rey Mysterio from any harm, you immediately get a title match.
That's how it works. That's
how
the
it works.
But yeah,
Thanks, Mysterio.
but Luke pretty much hit the nail on the head there. That is the story leading into this match. After a ladders match, a very good ladders
so
match,
good.
bearing in mind, for the US title. After some cheating and interruption from Zelina Vega, Rey unfortunately came out on the losing end, with Andrade remaining as the US champion. However, when it came to the beatdown after the match, they were stopped by another masked wrestler.
I really thought it was Dominic.
Did you?
I thought it was Rey Mysterio's son. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's Dominic. And then it revealed, and I was like, Michael Jackson?
But yes, Humberto had actually been off for a little while, I believe, with an injury after
Yeah,
another match
yeah.
with Andrade, so he's back to re-continue that feud. And after intervening, they decided, yeah, let's give Humberto another go at the belt. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, this guy deserves it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Out of the two, because this is going to be another good match, because Humberto and Andrade are both phenomenally talented,
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
and they both have a very similar luchador style, which is always fun to watch. I think Andrade is going to keep on going with the belt just because...
I would be surprised if Humberto wins.
Yes. I mean, unfortunate for Humberto, but Andrade is simply a cut above.
This has potential for match of my night.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. I love a good luchador.
And now we have two.
No, I love two good luchadors.
Yes.
Then Zelina is around.
I mean,
She can
that's
always fuck
it.
shit
The
up.
ultimate insurance
She's
policy.
going to hug her
Yeah.
on someone.
So I think that was a pretty much unanimous agreement that we all think Andrade will come away with the win here.
Yeah. What about you, Ben? You know Andrade.
Do I?
He's the one that I go, oh my god, it's Andrade, Ben.
Yes.
Yes, there we go.
That's how I know him.
That's some expert, hard-hitting commentary there.
That's perfect.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you.
We like Andrade.
But yes, other than that, those are all the actual matches as so far confirmed on the card. It does mean that we now have the two Royal Rumble matches.
dun.
We're going to start on the women's, because the women's has a much lower number of competitors announced.
It's like I hope the match is going to be good, but they've clearly done no planning.
Yes, at last count, there are 5 entrants. But we also know that with the roster being as large as it is, there's only so many people who could theoretically be in that match.
It's
so
still gonna
rather
be 30
than
people, right?
Yeah, they said
Yes.
it's going to be 30.
rather than giving a breakdown of everybody who is in the match, I think we're going to go into this with who you think's going to win and who you want to win.
I'm actually going with Liv Morgan. I think she might win because she's one of the few women in a storyline that's not like in a championship storyline at the moment.
Yeah.
And she's recently come back, kind of restyled. She's doing fun stuff.
I'm going to take that and I'll raise you a Shayna Baszler.
Ooh.
That is also my guess. My bet here is that Shayna Baszler, fresh off of losing the NXT Women's title, is going to come in, and this is presuming that the winner of the match between Asuka and Becky is Becky. She will then challenge Becky for the belt.
She also lost a number one contender battle royale on NXT.
And that's my bet on what's going to happen. What I want to happen is I want Kairi Sane to win the Women's Royal Rumble to set up a match between her and Asuka at WrestleMania.
My God.
I think they've got a lot more time as friends.
Yes, but
because
you
they're
have
so fun as friends.
The Pirate Princess has to have a decent match at a WrestleMania that is pirate themed.
I want to tell you the worst case scenario.
Go
What's
on.
the worst case scenario?
We have the unexpected return of Ronda Rousey.
Ugh.
Decides to win the Rumble.
Genuinely, a friend of mine keeps on saying that's going to happen, and I know he's right, and I dread it.
If it did, I would just be like, for fuck's sake, you are just a female Brock, aren't you?
if that music does play and she starts walking down the ring, then there is no doubt in anyone's mind who's going to come out of that Rumble as the winner.
But I think Charlotte might win as well.
That's also a good shout. As one of the women
I mean, it's about time Charlotte got something.
But she has never won the Rumble.
Yeah.
And she is Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Alexa Bliss.
No, you think Alexa Bliss
That's
for
a good shout
winning the
as
Rumble?
well.
That's actually a good shout.
I mean, she's got the friendship with Nikki Cross to help her through.
Yeah.
The only feud we've really got going into this one that's likely to play a big part is probably going to be Lana and Liv Morgan. That's the only women's feud that's currently going.
I really want an NXT superstar to win the Rumble. Either one.
Yes, I do think my money for this one, I want it to be Shayna, and I think that would be the best one. My dreaded heart, my dread is Ronda, but my most likely is going to be.
It would make sense for Shayna to win it because she did beat both of the champions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
Survivor Series, so she has a claim of victory over both of them. So.
And also, she has been in NXT for a long time that she needs to move on to other challenges, and this would be the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, she's dominated NXT. She can't stay there.
Yes. Also, because that's always the fun of a Royal Rumble, you'll always get a surprise return or two. Who do people think is going to make a surprise return this year?
Goldberg.
Number one, Women's Royal Rumble.
Are we still talking about Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Trish Stratus or someone?
That's always our safe hand.
Caitlyn.
My money's on Nia Jax will come back because she's been off with injury for a while now.
She's not like most girls.
She isn't like most girls. But I reckon this will be her return. But yeah, with that aside, we'll go on to the Men's Rumble, which is in a very different spot because they have now announced 25 of the entrants.
Yeah, you know what I hate? Surprises.
Yeah, it's
I do
an interesting one because the original belief was that you would have 10 wrestlers from Raw, 10 from Smackdown, and 10 from NXT.
Yeah.
But now that number of potential NXT spots and potential surprise returns is slimmed pretty far. When it comes to it, there's a lot of feuds that are going to affect this. But for now, I want to go for people's picks. So, Luke, if you want to start off, who do you think's going to win it, but who do you want to win it?
Right. I think Drew McIntyre is going to win it. I want Liv Morgan to win it. Who I really want to win it, Aleister Black. Fuck it. I want him to win it. Why not?
That would be a
He's
really, really cool one.
But I also want to call out that this person who enters number 2 is either going to get beaten up and eliminated straight away, or he's going to eliminate Brock straight away.
My called shot for number 2 is it's going to be R-Truth, and he is going to eliminate Brock from the Rumble and make him look like an idiot.
That would be amazing.
If that happens, I will finish my drink.
Also, just to clarify, because obviously this might be something that you don't know, Brock Lesnar, rather than defending the WWE title, as is something of a tradition for Royal Rumble, has instead decided that nobody on the roster is worth his time and will be entering the Rumble in the number 1 spot. He will be the first in the ring, and he will eliminate every other competitor all the way to 30 and win the Rumble, and then, I don't know, presumably challenge whoever's holding the Universal.
I'm kind of bummed that he didn't announce on Monday that he's going to be so confident about winning the Rumble, he's going to put his title on the Rumble. It's happened before. Mm-hmm. So maybe before the Rumble, he goes, I know I've got this, I'm going to win it. I'm going to put my title on this as well.
But yes, I believe they're setting...
wins the Rumble.
I mean, they're setting it up. They're setting it up so that I think this is going to give Brock his feud on the way into WrestleMania. And I think it's going to be a shocking elimination, which infuriates Brock so much that he demands to wrestle him to the point where it's like, only if you put your title on the line, it's okay, fine, fuck it.
So you think it's going to be R-Truth and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania?
Are you telling me like that wouldn't be a funny match?
There's a lot of ways it can go, which is fun because, if you don't know how it's going to go, then that means we're literally going to be excited to watch it.
This is where the WWE writers just don't take into regard any of your feelings and let Brock win.
I mean, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised.
No one else makes it fully into the ring. He just pushes them down.
God, could you imagine?
This is why
awful.
when he announced he was going to be part of the Rumble, I was genuinely pissed off because I didn't want it to be the Brock Lesnar show.
Yeah.
I wanted to just have... Because Royal Rumble, in my eyes, is something it brings up a mid-carder into that realm.
It's when they're ready to become the main event, right?
It makes someone they've been building up for a while now finally hit that main stage. That's what Royal Rumble was to me, and now it's just become like
Brock Lesnar.
It becomes someone who's already established winning it. Like, it had Seth Rollins last year, big whoop.
Yeah.
It had Shinsuke before that, which is fun.
That was a
Shinsuke was
great
good.
shout.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Mainly because I called it.
Right, Maddie. Who do you want to win? Who do you think will win?
So I think Ricochet will win. I was also possibly thinking Drew McIntyre, but no, I think Ricochet. I want Samoa Joe to win.
Oh, that would
He deserves
be
it. He deserves a fucking run where he can talk his fucking mouth off constantly and then have a great main event at WrestleMania.
I reckon Brock Lesnar's going to win. Just to
Break my heart.
spite the world.
Don't break my heart, Ben.
But I want Undertaker to win.
He comes down in number 30, just pushes someone over.
That's it. I agree with Luke in that I think this is going to be Drew McIntyre's year. I have faith in Drew McIntyre, and I think this is it. He has been a solid mid-carder for a long time, and he deserves to finally be a main eventer. He is great, and I think he will win it. I want him to win it especially, but I am really worried that Brock's going to win it.
You almost welled up as you said that.
It's okay.
As you've told me countless times, don't bet against Brock.
I mean, that's Maddie's mantra, but it's been tried and tested throughout the years.
Yeah.
Even in
The one time, I did, not bet against Brock and then he won again. It's fuck it.
Yeah.
You doubted it, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know.
problem.
But no, I believe really, if not Brock, then the winner will most likely end up being Roman Reigns.
Really?
I reckon it'll be Roman.
Fair enough.
I don't want it to be Roman because he's in a really good spot at the moment where he's not been pushed into the main event scene too quickly. And I think if they have him win the Rumble now, it will kill all that goodwill that people have for him. But yeah, I want it to be Drew. I think it'll end up being Roman. But like I said, we've got 5 slots left. And we need to figure out who might be in those last slots.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep.
Honky Tonk Man. Who's that guy who dresses as a giant bird?
Oh, the Gobbledygooker.
Gobbledygooker. Undertaker.
Yep.
Kane.
Yeah, there we go. All
Oh,
5.
Kane might well be in it, actually.
Well, somebody who's back and I doubt will not be in it is the Big Show.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a certainty he will be in that match. I think from NXT, if we get anybody, it's going to be Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And Keith Lee, my call shot, will come away with the most eliminations this Rumble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
More than Brock, you think?
More than Brock.
I mean, if he goes I just want to go number 1.
I think with Brock, they need to eliminate him early to not risk
The
it
bell
getting
rings.
stupid.
Paul Heyman runs in, eliminates Brock Lesnar.
Paul Heyman wins the Royal Rumble.
He grabs the microphone,
Yeah.
starts talking in Samoan, and then maces Roman Reigns.
Oh no. But yeah, Keith Lee. I reckon we'll have Keith Lee at least from NXT. And the surprise return, I'm betting will be Edge.
Because he's going very far out of his way to deny the claims that he's going back to WWE.
The last time Edge was denying so heavily he was doing anything with WWE, they announced the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness. So I think he's deflecting.
Maybe he's got
Yeah.
another podcast.
That's it. But yeah, no, I reckon Edge will be the surprise return. He showed up at SummerSlam to spear Elias, as you do.
There's always a chance of CM Punk.
Yeah.
The chance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, whenever I get excited over CM Punk, when I get reminded of his Twitter antics, I'm just like, probably not.
All right, Ben. You reckon it's going to be Brock, but who do you want it to be?
I'm not going to go Roman Reigns. I like Roman, but I know you guys are saying that obviously he's been pushed hard. I don't watch wrestling enough to get that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to
that's
say
fair.
Roman.
But yes, the Men's Royal Rumble has, compared to the women's, got a ton of feuds that are currently going on that are definitely going to play a part. So for starters, we've got the Monday Night Messiah of Seth Rollins with his now group of Buddy Murphy and the AOP versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, both of the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, and as well as that, the Big Show.
Kind of a big show, even though a big show's been shelved.
Yes, well, all 5 of them have been in matches with them now and have been directly inconvenienced by at least one member of that group. We've also got AJ Styles and the OC with this kind of feud with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. AJ Styles hasn't quite gotten over the fact that he lost the US title because of interference from Randy. Another one that is definitely going to play a part: Rusev and Bobby Lashley, following the longest-running cucking storyline.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's still going on.
In recent history. Well,
it's in from cucking to Karen takes the kids. That's about.
Bobby's now married to Lana.
I'm enjoying Lashley and Rusev in the ring together.
Yes, they can put on a good match together because their styles match really, really well, actually.
And I think Lana's working really hard.
She's putting in the work. She is definitely the most annoying woman in wrestling.
Yeah, it's just so boring.
Lana is the best. Lana number one.
Oh no! But those two, there is definitely going to be a clash in the ring. And the next one, Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura, plus potentially Cesaro, plus potentially Sami Zayn. Those are the feuds that are kind of coming into Royal Rumble that will probably affect how things go. But at the end of the day, I think we all have to just accept the crushing truth that Brock Lesnar will probably come out of it as the winner.
You mean crushing our truth?
But yeah, that is everything we've got time for. Thanks for listening to Ringside with me, Luke, Maddie, and Ben. If you have your own predictions, then please put them in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe for more wrestling content and board gaming content and lots of other shit as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.